new day, and we'll be making history. Are you with me? Won't you stay? We have come so far. This is who we are. And like the rising sun, we have just begun to play our part. This is the time we form the chorus. Lift your voice for those before us. We can rely on one another. Feel the pride, let's show our colors. We are heroes and dreamers. We are restless believers.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is, wherever you are. This is Gail of Gaia, and this is Free Range, where we graze on wild ideas. Whoa, I don't know what happened here. I don't know why that's happening. Hang on. Well, that was a, oh my gosh. Hang on. There. Okay, I think I fixed it. Sorry about that, people. What happened was it was playing on another channel at the same time. So hopefully we can correct that situation. But my guest today, of course, is Michelle Marie Angel. And we're going to be talking about soul power activation. Let me bring her on and then I'll tell you a little more about what we're going to talk about. Welcome, Michelle.
Hi, Gail.
Well, that was a little sketchy start there.
Yeah, awkward.
What happened was I had the it also goes out on Instagram, and that was open, and so it was playing in both places, and that really messed it up. And I'm already off camera today. Just thank goodness. I guess that's even a good thing. But anyway, speaking of soul power activation, I think I'd like to read what was put together about that so we can talk about it in greater depth. Okay.
Yeah.
And Michelle wrote this. It's the time of awakening to our true self identity, which is our soul essence, the divine soul spark of spirit. Realizing who we truly are, our soul powers become activated. With part to whole calibration, we attune to divine will. Excuse me. Access our soul's blueprint. See our conscious intentions. Let me get a drink. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
My goodness. Okay. Let me try that again. With part to whole calibration, we attune to divine will, access our soul's blueprint, see our conscious intentions, communicate them to the universe, becoming aware of the specific formulas for manifestation. Willpower is from our soul essence. Divine authority is from our soul essence. With the power of thought, of projecting images through our imagination, and fertilizing the seeds of intention with the substance of love, which is directed emotional energy, and surrender, we develop and refine out soul power of creation. We are going to discuss the victim consciousness. We are moving out of victim consciousness into becoming conscious creators. We are not in Kansas any longer. Welcome to the 5D world of awakened soul. Boy, I was having a hard time reading that. Maybe you should have read it.
Okay. In a nutshell, we're awake. We're becoming powerful. We're practicing our powers. We're getting stronger at manifesting. And we're not going to take it anymore. How's that?
Right on, right on, right on. Let's see. I guess we got somebody in the chat already. Let me see. I hope so anyway. Alchemist Frequency Healer. Hi. Glad you're here. And we're always open to questions from the audience because it keeps things much more interesting.
Yes.
Now, did you get a chance to see the little short, I think it's less than 2 minutes, video, or I think it's a Facebook reel, they call them, about a being that's talking about the future of humanity?
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
We didn't get to see it. Well, I think it connects because it talks about divine authority, about our what's the future for humanity. We could give that a quick show. It's only 2 minutes long, and and then go from there. Unless you want to put something else out there, and we can do that later.
Okay. I mean, it's a surprise to me, but go ahead.
Okay. Well, surprises are good sometimes. See what you think of it.
Okay.
And we can critique it as well. So let me find it. And I believe it's on this page here. Yes, it is. Okay, I'll have to start it. Do you see it?
Yes.
Okay.
Message to humanity from the Council of Nine. You have been specially chosen to be a part of a divine experiment in creation. What is about to happen on your planet has never happened before and will never happen again. Your planet is moving from third-dimensional awareness, physical material reality, what you can see, feel, hear, taste, and touch, to a fourth and a fifth-dimensional consciousness. In these dimensions, you will be fully conscious. You will exist in a state of love, not fear. You will be telepathic and have much more light in your body. You will be able to create anything you want with your mind and the new technology that will be provided for you. This technology will be beyond your wildest imagination. You will be able to live for hundreds or thousands of years. You will be completely healed of anything that is now wrong with you. You could be 85 years old now and manifest a 20-year-old body. Very soon, you will have millions of spaceships and visitors from outer space on your planet. Your governments know this is happening, but they want you to be afraid so they can keep life as it has been. Your visitors will be joined with angels that you will see coming down with the ships. They are benevolent and loving. They will bring counselors, supplies, teachers, and new technology. This divine intervention is being brought about by the grace of God. Now, as of the harmonic convergence, over 51% of the people on your planet have enough light in them to make this shift possible. By the grace of God, all of creation is looking upon planet Earth. You are being assisted by all of creation, the spiritual hierarchy, the Council of Nine. You are very blessed and very special to be on planet Earth at this time. Within a short period of time, your planet will be receiving the photon belt. This belt of light comes around every 25,000 years. This time it will be ushering in the golden age. The photon energy is an extremely loving energy that is comprised of photons, gamma rays, and antimatter particles. When the photon belt hits, you will have 3 days of darkness and 1 day of coldness. Then you will have 16 years of light, 24 hours a day. You will become fully conscious within the first hour. When the light beam hits your pineal gland, it will activate all 12 strands of your DNA, and you will be able to use all of the rest 90% of your brain that you currently have not been able to use. You will be able to create with your thought whatever you need. There is nothing to fear. A paradise is being created on your planet that is beyond your furthest imagination. We send much blessings of love and light to you. We witness you. We love you and can't wait to bring you home.
Yeah. Interestingly, I actually, you know how sometimes I upload a story for Awakened Awareness?
Mhm.
Yeah, well, I actually did that. And so what she was saying about leaving this, going from 3D to 5D and the material world to the spiritual world, that has a lot to do with self-identity, which is the basis of what we were talking about in the introduction. So it all starts with identity. You know, if you don't know who you are and your identity is 3D, so your identity has to shift, and then you come into who you are as like a photonic being, because we're light and intelligence is pure light. So I actually have a couple short little things I can share too. One is that transformation, and it's a 41-second clip. I'm not sure if I have that one up, but I do have the story for Awakened Awareness up. And the foundation actually of this activation comes when we shift our identity from a 3D physical to knowing our spiritual self. And that's, you know, our soul powers come from our soul self. So would you like me to share the screen and show that?
Yeah, sure. Our spirit is what drives this meat suit, so to speak.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, see it?
Yep. Let me bring it up. There you go.
A Case of Mistaken Identity by Michelle Marie Angel. A story of true self-discovery. I took a closer look at who I think I am. I found sitting in front of me an image, a sham. I identified myself with things on my outside, like roles I played and stuff I had. Why did my true self hide? I changed the direction of my attention from outside to in. I let go of false thinking to sense my soul within. With a deeper perception, inner wisdom spoke a lot. I looked at who I thought I was and found what I am not. I am not my work title. It's a thing I do for a living. It doesn't contain who I am or all the love I'm giving. I am not my car, and of those I've had a few. None reflect my whole essence, nor my true value. My self-worth is not dependent on material possessions. It grows when I apply the wisdom from my life's lessons. I'm not merely a mother, a father, a sister, or brother. I play on life's stage as a universal kind of lover. I am not my body, the temporary casing for my soul. Being the light that is eternal is my highest goal. Because I am not identified with my body of physical matter, I see the world is made of light. All illusions now are shattered. My inner senses are illumined with wisdom that is bright. I realize I am a child of God, and I shine my inner light. I've realized that the old role identities don't endure. I always look to my soul for love and truth that's pure. As I look deep into my heart, I truly sense my soul. I find my true essence, unique, diamond-like, whole. It really isn't hard at all. It doesn't cost a thing. I just get still and quiet, then hear my spirit sing. I feel my inner passion about the things of which I care. I have a blend of divine qualities and special gifts to share. I sense my authentic truth and stand for what is right. I feel my inner strength grow. I really feel my might. At once I am strong, but innocent and vulnerable too. I deeply experience my feelings. They are my greatest clue. Embracing my feelings leads me home to my source. By riding them to the end, they are my victory horse. Universal intelligence beats my heart without my trying. It speaks to me when I listen. Joy follows all of my crying. With gratitude and trust, I attune to God, my source. I am free to just be myself, no matter what life's course. They say that you can tell a tree by its fruit. I look to see what benefit to life that I produce. With attention placed on my inner self, I know why I am here. I trust in who I truly am. My purpose is more clear. I live to express my virtues and talents I've developed. I feel total fulfillment with love and wisdom I've enveloped. Following my passion inspires joy in me to rise. I am that awareness. With conscious direction, I am wise. I realize my true self, and I sense my worth is great. I treasure my unique essence in every virtuous trait. Who I am is beautiful, and nobody can take it away. Generously sharing gifts from God, I joyfully shine my ray. I see that my relationships and experiences where I express are all opportunities to give of myself exactly what is best. I know myself as love and peace. I shine my inner glow. By discovering my real self, its true happiness I know. Death cannot touch me. Fear has lost its grip. The outer me has dissolved into my inner blissful trip. I know I am eternal love, and I find happiness in me. Inside my heart, I am home. I am now forever free. The end is only the beginning when you open your heart. For more inspirational messages, go to Smile, Spiritual Miracles, Intentional Living Education at www.smileforlove.com. God bless you.
So there's a lot of things to say about that. But one, when discovering our self, that's part of the awakening, and discovering our powers, that's part of the awakening, because consciousness creates reality. Consciousness is light. We're getting all these cosmic energies in. Our DNA is getting activated. We're remembering that we're powerful creators, and we're using the power of our will by setting intentions and visioning those intentions. And I mean, boots on the ground, real reality, what I'm actually going through, and I know this is universal and people are too, during this ascension, we're thinking about what we're thinking about, and we're directing our thoughts. We're trying to raise our vibration and keep it high and change our habits of thought, eliminate program, and get calibrated to the whole self center within, which is, grounded in peace. And then realizing, what is the formula for creation? What is the formula, the scientific collapse the wave function formula for creating our reality? And it's just, some simple things. One is discovering your true self and calibrating part to whole. The way I do that is like attunement to God, to me, is going in the morning, aligning with my soul, spiritual self, and aligning with divine will. Because in the oneness, there is only one will. Okay. And we sort of, our blueprint goes along like an instrument in an orchestra. Everything is harmonious. And so then you basically have heart's desires. Well, desire is from the Father. So all desires are good, and we can manifest those desires into our reality. So we attune, we realize our desires, and then we write down what we're going to manifest as our intention. And so our intention, like you can feel the spirit within saying, I will, meet this goal. I will, create this experience. I will. And we realize that there's really power in just saying, I will, in thinking thoughts and dwelling on them. and in the power of the spoken word. So,
Adele, I was just going to add that when you said that, because I never realized before how important the spoken word really is when you're trying to manifest something. You
yeah.
need to say it out loud.
Yeah, and rhythm is really good. Like I go sit in my meditation chair every morning and I just get into the center of peace and I contemplate, anything that's up for me in my life. And I contemplate, which means I'm looking at all sides of it, higher view, in the middle of it, where it fits in, just different perspectives. And ask questions, ask for guidance, ask for help. And sometimes I do the, once I'm done processing and contemplating, I do the letting it go thing. Like I use the, I look at every aspect that I can. And then I know, with the higher intelligence, you want to let it go. And so I use the law of diminishing concerns. And then I put them in a vision, I put them in the basket of a hot air balloon and then let it go. So I process and let go. And I write down intentions, and I have different methods of speaking out my intentions. I have a little blurb from one of the masters of the Far East, which is sort of scripted, and it's like aligning your heart, mind, body, and soul. And, being grounded in faith. And then sometimes I create a scene, but I really focus on my intentions. And my intentions really are a lot around my life purpose, but they're holistic intentions too. They have to do with health, relationships, mental clarity, heart purity, and all these things that are happening. Some things are happening anyway with the ascension, like we are becoming purified and we're getting these new cosmic energies. And sometimes we go through periods where we cry for no reason because this energy is coming up for purification and transmutation. And even we get physical things that come and go, and energy is being transmuted and alchemized a lot. It's really intense, especially this week, I heard, because we have the solstice and full moon and all these energies this week. So, having to do rest when needed, integration, grounding. I go on a regular basis, either for a walk, I'll take my shoes off and walk on the grass. And it really doesn't even take that long to really, release.
Yeah, I really feel a strong urge and almost need to be in nature in whatever capacity that I can at this time. And I think it behooves everyone to consider ways of being able to do that in whatever capacity, because our connection to Mother Earth, I think, is very important now.
Yeah, and it helps us to stay centered when there's a lot of intense energies, and
it really grounds you.
It really does. Really does. Being in nature and meditation grounds me the most, and I spend more time in quiet solitude and resting, and realize that we all need self-love and self-care. I mean, we all need to, we're in this process, and every single one of us has our own process. Nobody can do my processing for me but me. My stuff is my stuff, and I have to make my own decisions. Ultimately, we're all responsible for our own choices too. So you don't want to give the power of your choice away to anybody. We can listen to other opinions or advice, but ultimately we are responsible. And so we have to know that we have our own divine authority, and we have our own divine responsibility and accountability for our choices. So, but anyway, we're reminding each other to use, positive statements. And I had this one girl tell me she had this physical malady, And so she told me, but then she was going on and on and on into detail. And I said, listen, I'm not going to dwell on that. Move to another topic. I heard what you said. I'm not going to dwell on that. I'm not putting my mind on it to that extent. I can be aware and I can stay neutral, but the repetition thing, that's programming. It doesn't matter who it's.
Yes, it sure is. Yeah.
Yep. So that's the other thing too. You know, you can draw your boundaries and you pay attention to what you pay attention to. And you can take in all this new information as far as what were their cabal's plans and agenda. But you can say, I don't buy it. That's not my timeline. That's not my world. That's not going to happen. I say no. My free will choice is no. My free will choice is, and my vision is, you know, heaven on earth, peace on earth, freedom of speech, freedom of creativity, unity, you know, not separation, and holding the space of unconditional love, because we're going through these timeline wobbles, and we're going through, you know, so much processing at once. We really need to hold space for one another. And, you know,
With all those energies, I think that's why we getting out in nature is so beneficial, because of the negative ions that you pick up from the earth helps to balance some of the craziness and the positive ones, because they're you know, we're being microwaved, which causes radiation poisoning. We have hair, you know, things in the air and so on. But a lot of that, I believe, is starting to be mitigated, and we're moving. I don't want to focus on that anymore. Okay. It's out there. We know it's there, but I feel like it's starting to be less and less.
If we realize our own power, that stuff, we can protect ourselves from that. We can close our aura. We can amplify our own light. We can say with willpower, you know, I am protected by the light of my own divine being. You can say, you know, I'm invisible to inimical forces. You can say, I am the stronger. So if there's radiation or this or that, I mean, I do whatever, detox and, you know, but I'm not fanatical, and most of it is spirit anyway. So I say, I am the stronger. These things are not going to affect me. You know, I am ascending. I'm allowing the energies to come through, integrate, and activate. And we are becoming super powerful. And we really have to that's what this is really about, just realizing, utilizing, and developing and practicing our innate powers that are coming online now. So I'm sure people have all kinds of experiences that are, you know, out of the ordinary. I know I feel different now in terms of, you know, I've had so many success stories with manifesting that, you know, I just know it's just going to be one thing after another. And so we all have our own experiences, and we're supporting each other. You know, we're absolutely supporting each other in our intentions.
I don't know anyone myself, but someone was asking about the, you know, the RV, because everybody needs some financial relief, because that reduces stress, which and that makes all this manifestation, all this spiritual seeking so much easier. Because you need to be in peace to be able to hear the communication from your guides, for that matter. You know, it's that. And anyway, and it's very hard to do that when you're worried about how am I going to do this and how am I going to do that and so on and so forth. But I've also, on that note, I have heard of people on different podcasts stating they were aware of people who have had their mortgages made to go away, their credit cards made, you know, debt made to go away. So there are people out there that are seeing some of these things that's happening. It's kind of spotty. It's not like it's a blanket and happens to everybody all at once. I don't know how people happen to be picked to be, you know, as far as any kind of order is concerned. But I have to say, I believe I know, I should say, it is happening.
Yeah. And money can come from many sources, unlimited number of sources. And, I think one really good intention that we could share is, because we're always setting our intentions and using it with gratitude. I would, Joseph Campbell in The Power of the Subconscious Mind says, just say thank you as if you already know it's coming. Like, let's say somebody's going to graduate and get a car for graduation. They don't have it yet. They can already be grateful that, yay for the car I'm getting at graduation. Thank you, Dad. Thank you, Father. And just start saying that. You can repeat things. Thank you for my wealth. Thank you for my wealth. Thank you for surprise money. I got some surprise money last week, actually. And, just stay in gratitude and expect surprises. So I just suddenly got an email and somebody wanted a reading, and I was like, sure. And, I just fit them into my schedule and met and said, how'd you find out about me? And they Googled or something, wanted to get a reading, and just came up on the internet randomly. It wasn't my ad, or it wasn't anything I did. But it was really nice. And me, I want to be of service. I know that the gifts that I have are to be of service and to help this process of ascension. And that's why I wrote my books. And by the way, and these are very empowering books. One of them is what we're talking about right now. Live, love, master vision and vibration to create a better world. My philosophy is we are the technology. People
Yes.
talk about different types of technology, but your mind and your heart and your soul and even the body and actions, working together in unity is so powerful. I heard somebody talking about plasma technology. Our heart produces plasma. I mean, we are the technology. When we get activated, we're going to understand how powerful we really are. But number one, realize that we are spirit, and, spirit, consciousness, light, pure intelligence, it's all light. And so when you realize that, because like when people pass on, they don't take what did you call it a flesh meat suit, something like that?
Well, yeah, I just call it a meat suit.
Yeah. So, we are, we're still alive when the meat suit, goes back to ashes or whatever. We're still alive. We're still aware. We'll get another one someday. And, it's changing clothes really for the soul. So
yeah, really. Our essence is what I think they have actually photographed pictures of the soul leaving the body.
Yeah.
A little light essence that hardly weighs anything, but yet it's your essence.
So
anyway.
Yeah, I've actually documented lots of different ways of manifestation, and I'm going to be doing a class. There's one slated for this coming Saturday, and it has to do with 4 different tools. Then I have another one that I forgot about because I've been like banking all this stuff, getting ready for these times for people to be receptive. And where the rubber meets the road is when you try them and get results. It's not something you just talk about it and it's in your head. It's application and getting results. And it really helps to listen to success stories. And maybe I'll put a link to that in the chat. I don't want to play it now because it's too long, but it's just something that people could put in their little memory bank and, look at later. I'll do that sometime during the show, but success stories. And it's about actually using these formulas for manifestation because they really work. I've used some of the same formulas over and over successfully.
Mm-hmm. Pudwacker was saying that, I guess I can put it up there. I think I know what he meant. He said he had issues with the money is supposed to represent energy exchange, but sadly in the debt system, lack is more understanding, abundance is far more than money.
Yes, because truly, here's the thing. We have unlimited amounts of energy. And the more you focus on your spark and your heart, you activate and you amplify and you use it, and then you get more. I mean, giving it away, then you get more. To give it away, then you get more. Give it away. It's all in the flow. So I pretend whenever I spend money or energy, I'm tithing, and I know it comes back. And so there's a lot of service I do. Prayer, I pray for people and they don't know about it. I don't tell everybody I'm praying for. Sometimes it's strangers I pass if I think they need, some kind of upliftment or whatever. But yeah, I think we're all doing things like that.
Yeah. Teresa was saying that she lived simple and hadn't worked a normal job for many years. I don't even think I could go back to a real normal job, unless it was some kind of, self-employment or maybe coaching or something like that. I don't know. But to the 9 to 5 thing, I just don't think I could do it anymore. Anyway, we want abundance. We don't have to work for a living. We were never supposed to have to work for a living.
When we're doing our mission, though, and doing our service, it doesn't seem like work anyway. It's like what you would do for free. And really, most of my work, I have done it for free, to tell you the truth about it. What I love stuff is what I do for free. I mean, I've done so much for free. Oops, sorry. I actually was getting the link to this success thing, so that you can put it in the chat, because I don't have access to the chat, but I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to put it in.
Oh, okay. I'll copy and paste it into the chat then, so people can copy and paste it into their own browser.
Yeah.
Because I noticed that the platforms don't seem to keep the questions and what's going on here in the live chat. So.
Yeah, you have to copy it right away, or just click on the link and save the link in a new tab.
Here it comes, people, for you to have. There you go. Now, we're at 37. We're going to keep going, but I have a little mini, I guess you could, info spot that I'd like to put up. It's only 30 seconds long. Or there's one that's 2 minutes, whichever one I opened up. I usually don't do this, but there's something new coming out, and I want people to be aware of it. Okay. And the links, there's several links. This is something new in the description, so please check it out. And let me just do a quick share screen. This is pretty quick and easy. This one's. I'm going to do the 2 minute one, so bear with me, because I don't do advertising otherwise. And I do have to make some money. So, okay, let me start it.
What can I get you?
Whiskey neat, please.
Yes, sir. Would you like that diet?
Yeah, perfect.
Well, as a trainer, I'll be honest, like I've always told my clients right away when we start their, fitness journey, to cut off, alcohol. And what I just saw.
Does that work in white?
Yes, ma'am, it does.
Hit me up. I'm a national board certified health and wellness coach. But honestly, my passion has always been fat loss for people, and I've been doing that since 2015.
Having got a chance to glimpse at what's getting ready to be launched here, what's got you excited about that?
Truthfully, as you can see, I'm a big guy myself, so losing weight's something I'm interested in.
Getting rid of their glass of wine at night, or, a beer or two on the weekend, it is hard to do. And when they do that, they feel like they're set back, and, they don't feel good about themselves. And so this is amazing.
I've specialized in bringing disruptive innovation to market. And the thing that I'm looking at here with this industry, and actually with this product, is the ability to impact people's quality of life like we've never seen before, in an accelerated way.
Can I get diet beer?
Sir.
I caught lightning in a bottle before, and this is the same feeling. a disruptive product in the industry, when people see really what it is and the science and the research that's backing it, it's a no-brainer for someone like me.
Does it work in soda?
Yes, it absolutely does.
We have all the pieces for the explosion, but we need this match to just get launched in, and when it hits, you just go, whoa. That's what we're sitting on. Because we have something that no one's ever seen before. We're bringing something in the marketplace that no one's ever seen before. And somebody earlier mentioned lightning in a bottle. Yeah, we got lightning in a bottle, but we got more than just the flash.
And I think we have something that people, again, and I keep coming back to this because I think this is the biggest piece. It's the community. Like, yeah, the product is awesome, but the people are even better. And I think that's what holds it together.
Oh, how come you're over there? Let me see here.
I don't know.
There we go. Well, now that was just a little teaser. There's more information in the description. And that was the 2-minute one. I was only going to do the 30-second one, but that one's better actually in some ways. But anyway.
Yeah. And there's other links too that support your work and my work in the description. And when we do most of our work for free, but we need to be supported to pay bills and to move forward. So I actually added in the description, if you use the new description box stuff I gave you.
Yeah, I put it in there.
Okay. So
some of them limit characters and sometimes we run out of room, but so this time we should be fine though, because I don't put the little, the description about what we're going to talk about in there because it saves space then.
Okay. So I have a couple of Give, Send, Go accounts, and one of them has to do with the new curriculum because we're building our new world. And my main soul mission or purpose is to reform education so that it's holistic education. So it includes the spiritual, not just, the mental and stuff. It's really holistic, including everything. So I've been working on these books and classes for like over 25 years. And I have the 3 books. So far is the only thing out to the public. So I support myself by doing teaching jobs or tutoring jobs and that kind of thing. And so I have a couple of Give, Send, Go. One is to support the classes, Follow Your Heart Education. And the other one is to support the publicity and marketing of the 3 books so that people can know about them. So it would be, sometimes, these Give, Send, Go things, they just need attention. If you just went to the link and hit the prayer button, it would keep the fundraiser alive. Or if you give only $1 or $5, it keeps it alive. So you don't have to give a lot, but it gets the energy flowing. And we're talking about flow. So what I did, I have to update those every now and then. And I send messages out to people. And I ask, please at least press the prayer button. And it will keep it, it'll keep it alive. And so what I did was pay it forward. There was actually a Give, Send, Go for a J6 person. It was, let me think of his name, Matt Perna, his family, he committed suicide. And his family, he just got ripped off. He didn't do anything wrong, but a J6er, I gave him some money because, we all give, we all receive. We all give, we all receive. You put it out there and then set your intention. I'm going to get it back 100-fold. If I give 20, add a couple zeros to that, I'll get back $2,000. It's all energy and blessings. Thank you, Pudwhacker. So that really helps. If you even, buy me a coffee is only $5 and it could be just a one-time thing. And Gail and I both have buy me a coffee. I was going to say kofefe because I was thinking of that word that came up. Remember that? Yeah, COVFEFE, and it had to do with the elements and getting rid of the radiation. Basically, it's changing the radiation to good radiation from bad radiation. So a lot of the things that we hear, that were bad, have discontinued, have been cauterized, are changing, and we're all part of that. Like I set intentions clearly, not just for myself, but for the world, specific problems. I think of solutions, justice. I vision justice happening, anything, in the moment, like I'm doing this stuff in the moment. And I'm not as much thinking about what's going to happen. And, I've definitely changed. I've definitely ascended. I've definitely changed my inner habits. And I put a lot of my attention, within to my soul so that I can get direction and so that I can get power and protection and guidance. And that's how, when we stay focused on the energies coming in, we receive the energy too, and we get activated.
Yeah, you have to be open to receive. I think that's important. And sometimes we're closed down. And so that's important too. And the gratitude is important. All those things, just like you said, really.
Yeah.
Let me see.
So, I have a Consciously Creating Reality poem that, if you would like to read it.
I'd love to.
Yeah, it's a new world after all, poetry and prose to inspire new world vision. And if we can use our imagination,
I have it. Yeah.
Our conscious intentions, page 156. And what we're doing in this poem, if we share the intention, we are affirming that we are conscious creators now. And so in our minds, we have to, lose all doubt and any lack of confidence and realize our power. And so when you say this poem out loud, you're using the power of the spoken word. You're affirming that we're conscious creators. And it talks about the transformation. So I'll let you go with that.
Yes. Okay. And one of the benefits of having, a book like this, because you can read it yourself too, and we can read it as a group, it's even more powerful.
It really is.
Anyway. Okay. Modeling life. That's the correct one, right?
Yes.
Okay. Consciousness is the clay or source of what we make. Our intentions give directions for the forms to take. The love in our hearts is the energy, the essence in motion that stops to be. Our consciousness is the light we turn into form. The idea of our mind will all be born. If we are not aware of how we create, we still experience the forms of our mistake. Our superconsciousness is ultimately in control. If we're not alert, our foibles take their toll. All levels of consciousness come into play. In the end, all is perfect, come what may. All practice is valuable to what we are learning, but conscious creators are no longer yearning. They observe and take control of their mind. Ideas blend with love. These people are kind. By being aware of how we create, we love ourselves and others with dreams that we make. Conscious of life and how we're evolving, no longer perplexed by the problems we're solving. But now we are all conscious and using all data from life that's no longer confusing. The recipe for reality and absolving all pain has its basis in love, from which we all gain. Suddenly, as we unite, we heal all of humanity. We suffer no more from separateness or vanity. With cooperation, we live in joy and peace. The healing comes from the love we increase. The end.
Yay. So I have some shorts, actually. I have one short thing that's it's like 41 seconds. And do you want to see it?
It's a journey.
It's so fast, it's almost done.
Don't you hate that?
Anyway, I'll share this.
I get the sound turned on right when it stops.
Yeah, right. Okay, let's see.
You gonna do share screen or okay? You ready?
I did. Yeah, ready? Okay. Is it on?
Yes.
Journey. First, we think of ourselves as physical. Then we think of ourselves as our mind or ego mind and who we think we are. Then we go into the magnetic version of ourselves in our heart, and we perceive from that space a heart intelligence, which is magnetic and connected to these other dimensions. And the higher we raise our frequency, we come from electric to magnetic to photonic is what I perceive. And the photonic intelligence, there's no time or space. You transcend time and space.
That's it. I told you it was short.
Welcome to the tribe.
Oops, sorry about that. There you go.
All right.
Yeah, so basically, we are light. And if you think about all the experience they've done with photons, you know, angels, that's the intelligence that they've transcended to. We're transcending to angelic consciousness. We're transcending to where, like telepathy, the thoughts go to the other person as a photonic being instantly. There's no time or space. Okay.
I think the biggest thing too is that people always say nothing can stop what's coming, and that has a lot to do with the photon belt, and that has a lot to do with why we're seeing more and more truth all the time, because it's going to get to the point where that's the only thing that will be able to survive the energies that are coming in, because it's going to be blissful. And there was a little video out that David Wilcox had put out a while ago. I don't know if I think I showed it on one of my shows, where they had done some experiment with people being in a room and projecting the type of energy that's we're going to come into, and they all they were blissed out. I mean, they were they became telepathic. They were, you know.
Yes, it becomes the field. So first it's coming out of the ones that are ascending, and then it spreads and it becomes the field, and everyone has access to it. That's why we're getting to the 100th monkey. That's the precipice that we're moving to. All the people that are doing the work and ascending are creating this huge field that everybody can take part in. So, you know, we're all, anytime we do any inner work, since we're all connected, we're doing it for everybody else too, because we're all part of the whole. So we really are on this great, great ascension process. And, you know, the unity, if we go for unity, unity consciousness, unity of intention, put our willpower together, you know, like we will have peace on earth, you know, we will have freedom of speech.
Speaking of peace on earth, if I might bring this up, this is where people have got to speak out. They just instituted a draft of, I'm going to call them girls and boys from ages 18 to 26. Supposedly that went through the House. I don't know if it's gone through the Senate too, but either way, it's not going to happen. People won't go. I mean, it's just not going to happen. But they're trying desperately to do anything. And everything.
Make yourself an imaginary rubber stamp that says canceled. Okay, everybody can do this, and just go.
Oh, there you go.
Rubber stamp that says veto. Veto. All right, it's not going to happen. We all agreed, and if we agree and share the same intention, we are powerful.
And they kept that information from us. That's why we doubt ourselves, and we don't feel powerful, and we feel little.
I mean, that's not my truth. I feel powerful, and I feel like that's why I have exited the matrix, because I don't buy into.
But we're here to help other people feel that way.
Exactly. But, you know, the past is the disempowerment, and the future is now your power. So I have claimed my power. And so all those things that used to be true in the past, they are no longer true for me. from where I sit, from my perspective. I've definitely exited the matrix because, first of all, I took my mind back. That's like the very first thing. You take your mind and your attention back, and you don't buy into things, and you're out of the matrix. As long as you want to be free and you choose, to be free, then you're free. And you just don't go along with the thoughts, the visions. You don't watch television. You don't buy into commercials. You don't, because somebody says they have this agenda and they're going to do this. No, not necessarily. Try they will, fail they will, said Yoda.
Yeah, I think they plan on doing a lot of things that just aren't happening.
No.
And Teresa says she uses cancel and cancel a lot. And I have to do that because every once in a while, I swear, I get sent some kind of negative thought about something that's dear to me or something like that. And I have to do that. Cancel, delete.
You can be your own thought police. You're out. I didn't invite you. You're not mine.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, I've had people say something to me before, like it's like this, and I'll say that's not my world, because we are that powerful. We choose. That's what I was talking about in the introduction. We have free will choice. Our will does have power, and we can say it with force. Actually, if you plant your feet on the ground and you say things like with a powerful voice, you're engaging your willpower. And it works. It works. It works. It works.
And the more you repeat it, the more you are reprogramming yourself to become powerful.
Oh yeah. I mean, I have been, reprogramming and changing and reading wisdom and truth and contemplating and meditating and really incorporating wisdom, like the wisdom of Yeshua. There's many books that, he has brought out his wisdom about, love and forgiveness and empowerment, really, because there are some things in the Bible that I use in the very beginning, some basic things that are, absolutely true, even though a lot of that's convoluted and abridged and it doesn't have everything. But the Aquarian Gospel of Jesus the Christ, that is like a gemstone, I swear. And then the Life and Teachings of the Masters of the Far East. And then lately, Dolores Cannon's book, Jesus and the Essenes, where somebody goes into the QHHT session, and they were a teacher of John the Baptist and Jesus and was an Essene during the Essene times. And
they knock those people off too.
And this person dispelled a lot of the things in the Bible that were wrong, actually. And they were like, that doesn't even make sense. That's, he didn't say stupid, but he kind of alluded, to that stupid for certain, And so, you can go back and there are Akashic records. There are ways to get to the real truth. And it really opens up your mind with open heart and open mind. We can learn the truth of things that were ingrained in us over centuries.
And one of those things is the sense of lack, the sense of being a victim, the sense of more like, how can I do anything to change that kind of attitude, which it's a program. They're all programs.
They are. And, it's not necessarily easy because, we have habits and habits are sort of ingrained, but we can make new habits and we can get out of poverty consciousness and move into prosperity consciousness. And the other day I was like, oh, something about I shouldn't buy that or whatever. I'm like, I can buy that. I'll just get more money. I have prosperity consciousness now. Oh yeah, that's right. I'm rich. Practice, practice, practice. So, don't worry about it. Just feel like prosperous and go for it and trust the next day will take care of itself. I mean, within limits, I don't do anything really far out there, but definitely it's the level of consciousness. It's prosperity consciousness and practicing that.
Yeah, Pud Walker says, affirm the truth to yourself to deprogram.
Yeah.
And you have to start to recognize the programs in the first place. And that's part of the work. Like sometimes I have people ask, well, what did everybody say? Do the work, do the work. It's not really, maybe we're giving it the wrong connotation. It's really not work, so to speak. It's becoming aware of your well, shall we call it, your glitches, your programs, your like, why do I,
Yeah, it's not work. It's just
question.
becoming consciously aware, like you said, those two together, consciously aware. If you're conscious of, you're creating all the time, and then you catch yourself creating something that you don't want to create, because we got to eradicate fear altogether. We got to eradicate victim consciousness altogether and stand in our power and stand in our truth and say, no, I won't comply. No, I won't do this. No, I won't do that.
And my connection is direct.
Exactly.
To the infinite source.
Exactly. Yeah. So the direct connection makes you actually really feel the power, know the power, and be the power. I think that's what made me really feel more powerful and understand how to use my power, is connecting every day to the direct connection. Yeah. And so, I like the missing years of Yeshua. That's good. I love Merlin. I love Saint Germain, who Merlin is. And it also.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah. In the Aquarian Gospel of Jesus the Christ, it goes into detail about his whole life. There are no missing years in that book. But, I tell people that the books that I wrote are for deprogramming and reprogramming, and there are actually light codes and transmissions coming through of light. So all the work that I've done is like an energy transfer, and you get to download this into your consciousness, because that's how we help each other. We do, transmissions, so it's another way we work for one another. All the work I've done, words carry vibration. You can get the mental tools and understanding of tools and processes, but you can also get directly the light to your soul by, reading these words that were inspired and came from, the higher, greater self that we are all a part of, that 0 point consciousness where there's no time or space. It's just, pure light, pure intelligence that we're all connected to.
And Teresa says she utilizes intuitive kinesiology to identify factors hidden from awareness in a priority sequence to be healed. I might need a little more explanation on that, but then accessing source blueprint is something we all want to do.
Yeah, calibration. It'll be automatic when you calibrate. Absolutely. When you calibrate, then you're automatically attuned to the divine plan and your soul's blueprint, which is a part of the plan, completely harmonious and, part of the, network.
Yeah. Yeah, we do need a paradigm shift, and words are spells. We're finding out things that we just weren't made aware of it. And how we, everything we put out there, we're putting out to the universe as well. So it's like, be kind, be gentle, be loving. That's what we need, because that's what'll come back. Because
exactly. It all comes back. Hey, will you put up Teresa's comment there about the infinity sign?
Okay, it says infinity sign brings to 0 point.
So you can use the infinity sign doing exercises, doing consciousness recalibration. You can put your thumbs together like this and do this in front of your eyes while doing affirmations. You can also look at the sun at sunrise or sunset and do infinity while you're looking at the sun. And that brings you to, 0 point consciousness. It basically integrates all the parts of your mind, body, spirit, soul.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Bud Walker's saying that Really, the creator is through yourself. It's within you. That's the biggest thing that people, it's been kept from people, that we are divine.
We're divine. We are creators. We are
creators. And that was something that I feel was, there was a a program coming from churches that kept you away from that thought.
Well, churches are institutions that have been infiltrated, and they use institutions for inculcation, including schools. You know, schools, everything. Schools.
You saw it firsthand in the schools, didn't you?
Yeah. Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes. Yeah. Especially the takeover energy. Yeah. Yeah. That'd be a whole nother story right there.
This is true too. I like this. Another one by Pudwacker. When you speak truth, you add to the collective consciousness. For any who resonate, they can pick it up.
That's exactly right. And resonation is a big thing. We're all raising our vibration and resonating with each other. And that's why there's so much more love and truth in the world. I mean, it's cumulative, and it's also exponential. You know, we have exponential power when we share intentions and focus on them at the same time.
Right. All within, we have the keys to unlock the locks and unblock the blocks when we access.
I like that.
That's good, Teresa. I like that. And that's what Yeshua was really here to teach us so much.
Yeah, he said, go direct. You don't need anyone to save you. He was like setting an example and showing us the way that everybody has, you know, God within. And, you know, he led the way. He, you know, but everybody, you know, you can't just say, oh, well, you know, Jesus saved me and we're done. All I have to do is, you know, but no, we have to do our own soul development, soul refinement, soul education, soul activation, and empowerment. You know, we need to be the light, like it said, going to being photonic. We need to be the light. The light is truth. I'm the truth and the way, and you know, this is it. We all have the inner Christ. We are the Christ, and we are, you know, the God I am presence.
Yep. Be the people we want in this world and be the change. That's a good one.
Yeah. Well, we're on the same page, and I think all of us really are helping to put this energy out in the world. So right now, just having this discussion and saying these positive things and articulating this process, you know, we're, you know, even people that aren't watching this are benefiting because we're sharing that intention. We're strengthening that bond. You know, we're resonating with each other, and, you know, we're all brothers and sisters, and we're interdimensional, and we're ascending together. And, you know, what we need to do is we need to celebrate. You can bring that new product you have and drop it in my wine anytime.
Celebrate, dance to the music. Yeah, that is pretty amazing. That would help a lot.
I use that we're all celebrating. You know,
your brown fat burns your visceral fat, and that's those love handles and that, you know, that little puffy stuff that.
Yeah, that's going to happen as we detox too. Anyway.
Oh yeah.
Attention, visioning. There's so many ways to do that. You know, we can just, you know, detox. We're going through some changes. There might be skin issues. There might be back issues. Somebody mentioned the back issues. You know, things come. We might have pain, get uncomfortable, you know, have sinus issues or skin issues or whatever. And they'll heal. It comes, it goes, it'll pass. And just
I had a little bit of some of that. And I'm also I think I'm recalibrating my senses because my hearing is terrible. My vision seems to be going through some kind of changes. I shouldn't say it's terrible, but it's impaired at the moment. But maybe it's going through some. Our whole bodies are going through change.
It could just be the effect of energy clearing. It's definitely temporary, and energy is clearing.
Yeah. And yes, Teresa, Masterpiece is a product that I use and I'm taking, and I believe it's given me more clarity. So I feel like I'm taking the trash out. I had one psychic tell me that my pineal gland was 80% calcified, which was very concerning. I found that hard to believe. I didn't know if I resonated exactly with that, but nonetheless, it's down to 20% now by a very reliable source. So I want it completely clean, though. And
intention.
And that is the product that I use for that. And yeah, you're having blurriness too. Yeah, stuff that I used to be. I mean, I do wear reader glasses, but I used to be able to read with them on without problems. I was struggling a little bit when I was reading the poem. You know. Anyway, yeah, I think we are a lot tired and frustrated, and we want to see something.
Well, but that comes and goes. I mean, like Saturday, I had written this book a long time ago called Ladybug Magic. And it was a big homemade book, and I had to turn, and it was just done with, paints and markers. And so I took pictures of that. I retyped it. I turned it into a PowerPoint presentation. Saturday, I turned it into a Word document, and I had to, do all these things with the pictures because they were original pictures. And anyway, and then I had computer problems because, invariably when you go from computer to computer, you have formatting issues. And I got the job done, and I was so excited. But I was like, when I'm creating, I'm in total bliss. Nothing else matters. And I was just like fired up and inspired and, making some progress. And I think we all get that way too. So, things come and go. But, I think ultimately, when we come out the other side, we're going to feel rejuvenated, revitalized, renewed, restored, and we're going to be creative, telepathic. We're going to be going into, someone mentioned the new paradigm, which is another thing I write about in my book, explain that. But we're doing that. And so, it's sort of like when you go through a storm and the rain might come and go, and eventually it really clears up for good. And it's, wow, how exciting. The sun is out. It feels good out. And like springtime too, all the bright colors come. And, our lives are going to be like that in all of humanity. I mean, think about it. We're definitely going to have a transfer of wealth. There's no doubt about it. We're definitely going through the changing of the guard. The old power structure is dissolving. There's no doubt about that. There's no doubt that we're getting closer and closer. There's no doubt that we are unified, even though, their intention was to separate us. They can't. We're unified, and we are uniting around love and these beautiful visions, and nothing can stop what is coming because the photon belt, because the activation, because this is our time.
Yes. And it's so hot. It seems like we've been waiting forever too. And I understand why people are impatient, myself included, but I also have come to realize how monstrously huge the negative forces are. They're being removed though. I feel like I've even sensed that. So Teresa's saying that her Reiki's interfered with. Do you mean negative energetics when you do the Reiki, or what? Maybe you could tell us more. Too bad you're not on here. And then, but you can write an answer to that and we can go from there. Now, Mathis is saying that when we go back to common law, he can get his felony reversed and med bed. That's something when you talk med beds for people who have been incarcerated for any significant length of time, they need a lot of healing because that's a very negative experience that is programming you to be
corrupt courts have
small.
traumatized us. I had my experience of being traumatized by a corrupt court, absolutely corrupt, and you've had your experience, and
I sure have.
Mathis has had his experience, so we've all been there. I'm still dealing with that because It was a lie. 2 police officers lied, and they convicted me of a really dumb misdemeanor. It was under $200, and it was over. But
it's like they gotta get you for something,
and
that's what it boils down to, because there's money involved. That's the missing link that people do not know about yet in the court systems. Just like the doctors are rewarded for giving shots.
All that's coming to light. The doctors, the court.
It's all going to be exposed. The incarceration. Why do you think the United States incarcerates so many people? But do you really think there's that many really horrific Americans here? I don't. I know better. I've seen what they do. Go ahead.
Let's provide a solution. We are coming into power. We are creating reality. I see all those prison doors open. Anybody that has dark, lower vibrational energy and bad intentions are too weighty and they can't get out. But all the people, which are, I would say the majority, have not harmed anybody, and sometimes they're in because of lies. Let them all out, keep those doors open, and all those people that put innocent people in there and harass people and traumatize people, put them in. Do it with our minds and it will work. And we can share that vision, okay? And just,
yeah, that's a good one. I like that.
You know, they were going to put us in concentration camps and re-educate us. They're the ones that are going to go to those FEMA camps and get re-educated. And I'll write the curriculum.
That is what they call poetic justice, I think.
Right. That's what's going to happen. Yeah, everybody can be redeemed, but they need to, you know, have remorse. They have to repent, and then they have to redeem themselves. That's all there is to it. Anybody can be a turnaround case, and you know, souls are being harvested. Everybody can turn around. Everybody can turn to the light. And so, you know, some of the whistleblowers have turned and brought out truth, and some of them didn't know what they were doing because there was so much compartmentalization. But anyway, so, you know, everything that we've done has made us who we are, and that's partly why we're so strong. So we wouldn't want to reverse what happened to us. They did their destiny. In fact, one of my poems I wrote is called Nothing But Angels. They were on their destined blueprint, and their thing that seemed negative to us at the time was part of our soul's lesson. We assigned them that role in our life to mess with us so we could get stronger, believe it or not.
Yeah. Sometimes I think about those things. I've heard that before, and I'm going, oh, yeah, that sounds like a really good excuse. No, I don't mean it that way, literally. It just makes sense. It really does.
Well, really, the universe is mathematical, and it's all energy. And what you said, what you give out comes back. So I know that I would never cast any stones. I'm not a perfect person, and I will freely give, you know, forgiveness if somebody's ready to turn around. I will forgive. I will forget. I will hold the space of unconditional love. And, you know, but I have boundaries. You're not going to keep doing it. You're not going to keep doing it. Okay. I've got the boundaries, but I can forgive, and you can say, I'm not going to do it anymore. I'm sorry I did it. And I'll say, forgiven, forgotten, love you. You know,
if you hurt a child, I have no mercy.
Well, and the ultimate judge is God. And Yeshua already said what would happen. It would be better if you were never born.
I remember him saying something about putting a millstone around somebody's neck. I don't think you would survive that, would you?
No, I mean,
throwing you in the ocean. Yeah.
There are some crimes, and it was in the Dead Sea Scroll. No, it was in this other video I made, but there are some crimes that are so heinous that would be almost like impossible. And it's an act of compassion to dissolve that soul in their individuality. It's called the second death. The people that are the most evil and doing it knowingly and wantingly, not like making a mistake, but purposely do evil and, you know, torture children or any age really. There's a certain line that you cross from my understanding and from what I've read, which does make sense.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here.
So, but our light, remember those Dead Sea Scrolls and how it said those that operate, the evil ones that operate their trade in darkness, so secrets, lies, and all that, will flee because of your light. So this activation, us knowing ourselves as souls, us wielding the Christ light within, they are fleeing. They will not be able to walk the streets. They are already running scared. And so, you know, if you, you know, just play your part and shine the light, you know, it's not scary. It's just that it's bringing it into the light. So the people that have been brought into the light in terms of their true colors or what they've really done, you know, that changes things. That eradicates those kind of things. And so we're basically, it's cleanup on planet Earth. You know, and we really are all evolving together and creating heaven on earth from my perspective. I know there's like the bifurcation that they talk about, and there can be more than one earth, and the people that need to, you know, continue lessons in 3D will, but everything's in divine and perfect order. There's a place for everyone. There's really, it's not a judgment. It's just evolution happens and you go at your own pace. We live in eternity. Yeah, that's a good way to put it, Pudwacker. I like the way you say that.
Which one? So true.
Sometimes the dark works for the light, but evil is not a natural thing. No.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, everybody, I believe everybody comes here. We're resonating. We're all doing our work. You know, people have made, other people here make videos and shows and stuff like that. So good job. I respect everybody, and I'm very thankful to everybody. And I'm glad that we're all here in this together. And even people that watch later that aren't participating at the time of the recording, just keep coming back and joining us. We're all brothers and sisters, and we're here to help each other.
Yeah, and if you leave comments in the video when you watch it even later, a lot of times I do go back and see what the comments are and, you know, answer what I can at the time. And if it's directed toward Michelle, I, you know, copy and paste and ask her to respond. So we care about this group. We care about you. I feel like you guys are my tribe, my family, whatever you want to call it. But because we talk about things, you know, and I enjoy it a great deal. It expands our awareness, it expands our consciousness, and it's helpful to everybody.
Yeah, and we're here to be helpful and to be of service. And, you know, we could do some show about that someday, but you know, in the new paradigm that we're in, we feel so successful when we've been of service. You know, something happens throughout the day and it was like, oh, that felt so good. I was able to help somebody here and then there and then there. And, you know, it's like, I'm on task. I am successful. I am in the world, but not of the world, because my success doesn't feel like, you know, it's about financial gain, but it feels more like, you know, I did to help somebody and I got positive feedback.
Yeah, that's important. That's just why I do the shows, and I don't charge for them. But it's not that I don't need help paying for all the different platforms and contacts and so on and so forth. But I just want it to be available to everybody. There was never a thought when I first started of anything, any kind of money or selling any kind of thing, because my whole career in the field of nutrition, I could never be a salesperson. I just said I couldn't just be one company, because there's always someone else that has one other product at least that's better than the other company. So anyway, it's just like, how do you recommend one thing when you know someone else is better? So, but that's neither here nor there. I do what I have to do to be able to keep doing this. Otherwise, I'll have to stop and do something else.
And you're independent. This is your channel with your brand. And, it's really great. I mean, it's already served so many people. I mean, you've had thousands and thousands of viewers with all your, different guests you've had and everything. So you're definitely right on target. And, the universe is like an equation, and the energy does come back, and you'll always be supported.
And I am on mission. I know it, and I'm doing what I need to do. And that is increase awareness for everybody by bringing people like you on and many others that just expand people's consciousness. Because like you said, the more, even if somebody else says the same thing that you say or vice versa or whatever, it's all good because that's how we get programmed. And we want to get programmed with the positive stuff, the good stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah, soul family, pug walker. Yeah. I was thinking of all the right words. Thank you for that.
We all play our part in the divine plan. That is exactly right. Every one of us equally important, doing our own unique thing, whatever that is.
Exactly. And sometimes it's just being kind and friendly to people.
Mm-hmm.
That it doesn't have to be this, world changing thing, because it actually is world changing at the small level because it spreads out. One of the reasons that we've been introduced to all this technology, one of the drawbacks of it, it keeps us from being within each other's aura. That human connection, that biofield connection kind of thing. But anyway,
0 point place is where we're all connected. I mean, we're all connected, and we can go to that center point of connection and, leave the boundaries of time and space and just have that instant connection and thought transference and, transference of light and love, like when we pray for each other and stuff like that.
Thank you so much, Teresa. I appreciate it. She says she loves the show and great to connect and get confirmation as we are all going through these interesting times. And it's a blessing to be alive right now.
It really is. It really is. And we love having you here, Teresa. You have very good input, and, obviously you're resonating and you're doing your work for the world. And so, yeah, we love you too. We love everybody.
Yes, we do. So that being said, I think we've covered everything, unless you have something else you'd like to bring up.
No, just the love, just the love.
You'll have to imagine my heart going out.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Just feel the energy from Gail.
Yes. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for being here, and we'll see you again soon. I'm slowed down a little bit because it was, but you'll see stuff. Okay. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
We have found our way. It's a brand new day, and we'll be making history. Are you with me? Won't you stay? We have come so far. This is who we are, and like the rising sun, we have just begun to play our part. This is the time we form the chorus. Lift your voice for those before us. We can rely on one another. Feel the pride, let's show our colors. We are heroes and dreamers. We are restless believers, stronger than ever. Never say never. Don't look back now. Don't look back now. Rise up, stand with each other. We are sisters and brothers, finding our place and running the race. We'll take our chance and seize the destiny awaits. We are all the actors in the stories we create. Hope will be our guide. We'll no longer hide. When we roll like thunder, feel the wonder from inside. This is the time we form the chorus. Left your voice for those before